What is up, boys? Thank you for joining me. This is your boy HoboCheese back on the mic to talk about another fantastic film called The Meg. Obviously, going forward, there's going to be a lot of spoilers, so if you keep watching, that's your own fault. I'll give you a second to click off. All right, the second is gone. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The Meg is, if you're not aware, about a Megalodon. Can you believe it? The prehistoric creature that resembles a great white shark, where I guess realistically they're actually more translucent, but in the movie they had to make it look like a great white shark because CGI didn't work with what a Megalodon actually looked like. This movie is what I classify as top shelf B movie. I mean, we have Jason Statham in it, which is, I don't know how you get this guy in a movie like this, but there must have been a bucket of cash behind him. Either way, so in this movie, a team of scientists basically have this underwater lab in the middle, like what looks like an oil tanker, and a billionaire is funding it, which is, by the way, Dwight from The Office, and he's the billionaire. So they have this entire little operation going on to go to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, obviously for research and to discover the mystical ocean life that is below. To the crew's absolute dismay, what they discover is quite shocking. And you guessed it, it's a frickin' Megalodon. So they go below the Marianas Trench where they cross this barrier of like hydrogen, I guess, or something like that, some bullshit. But basically, we didn't know the Marianas Trench was deeper than it actually was. So they break through this shelf with their super awesome submarine. And this little team of scientists get attacked. And they ended up getting attacked by the Megalodon underneath the Marianas Trench. The lights go out. It's like your classic kind of like thriller type where the sub just like shuts down and everything's all shut down. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen, right? And I'm just imagining all the fish down there not seeing light for like 1,000 years, just looking like... So basically, while this is all happening, for an indeterminate amount of time, they decide to go ahead and take a flight over to Jason Statham in Thailand, which is just hanging out, drinking a beer because of his harrowing past of the sea. They decide to actually recruit him because they know he's experienced something similar before. And obviously, I mean, just look at him. You gotta get him in. So he comes in, basically, saves the day, goes down, grabs the people. He does exactly what every movie badass does. He saved the day. So, once they come back up to the surface, I'm not going to spoil kind of the issue of what happened underneath, but there was a problem, and so they're all sad, right? And what happens is panic ensues. The Meg made its way up through the shelf. So basically there's supposed to be this icy cold layer of hydrogen where the Meg couldn't get through. Well, when they blew past it, yeah, he got out. I mean, we let the guy out. This movie has all the classic tropes in it of, like the funny catch lines and, catchphrases and, like, Mother Nature knows what she's doing. That kind of stuff. And I'm going to show you a little clip here in just a second. So this movie continues on. Basically, they end up fighting the Meg. They end up basically dragging this thing all across the eastern board of Asia, or what it looks like, in the ocean, or the eastern Pacific. So during this crazy combat session in the ocean, as you can all guess, the Meg died, unfortunately. So to kill this Meg, what they had to do is basically tag it with this tracker, and they did it in like the craziest, most unbelievable manner where somebody swims out in the middle of the ocean and shoots it with a harpoon and then battles it back to the boat, obviously, because, that's the only thing that would make sense. And then after they get it tracked, they follow it and they shoot it with like some neurotoxin or something. And, the the Megalodon ends up passing out, and I don't even know how they did this, but they reeled it onto the boat, and there's just like this 50-foot massive freaking huge shark on the boat, and, obviously there has to be that funny guy putting his head inside of the shark, and you're like, oh my God, he's going to come back to life, whatever, Oh my God. So this is what happens. Another Megalodon jumps out and eats the Megalodon and the guy. So the biggest surprise of all, one Megalodon, wow, But you really raise the stakes when you add 2 megalodons. So this is a whole new creature they're being exposed to, and all of a sudden the boat tips over on this very scene. This is where hell breaks completely loose. They're in the middle of the ocean, and they're basically stranded, and there's a megalodon swimming around. One of the guys has to sacrifice himself, and conveniently there is a blow-up dinghy boat that they get into and are able to sail back to the facility, right? The same facility, like the hub. So they made it out. Billionaire guy lies, basically saying he told the countries, and he's like, nah, dude, I'm not trying to get sued. So he tries to take care of it his own. He ends up dying. It's chaos everywhere. There's blood in the waters. There's chum in the waters. We don't even know what's happening. So the tracker is still on this megalodon, and what they do is actually track it all the way to this very populated beach. I've never seen this many people in a beach. If this is real, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I am talking instant hepatitis. I am talking such a big wave pool that a tampon's going to land in your mouth if you look the wrong direction. It's absolutely a nightmare. So this megalodon swimming through, just literally, the slow swim, the classic Jaws slow swim, and it just starts dragging people on these, I don't even know, floatables in the water. It just starts dragging them. So there ends up being this final battle in the sea. And there's a bunch of news stations, from the local area, and these helicopters that are looking. They're texting and driving and crashing into each other. It's just going absolutely Michael Bay at this last part of the movie. So it comes to this scene here, which absolutely solidified the fantasticness of the movie. Let me just play it for you guys.
Jonas, we've got nothing left.
Almost nothing.
How are you gonna kill it?
Evolution. I'm gonna make this thing bleed. See, and what you said before, you were right. It's not about the people you lose. It's about the people you save.
About the people you save. Oh.
Signing off.
Signing off, mate. And then he goes in. It's a bloodbath. He fights it. He ends up doing some freaking Keanu Reeves Matrix, dodging the bullet. Goes underneath the shark, rips his guts open. There's blood in the waters again. It's crazy. It's a final battle. He ends up in the shark's mouth. He knocks his way out. Finally, the shark, ends up dying, and, the day is saved. He is the hero. The man made the mission. Mission accomplished. The people are saved. The Meg is dead. And he ends up with a lovely bride at the end. I'm assuming, because there's a Meg too, and he ends up liking the Asian girl in this movie. Not the little girl, the adult one, the mom. Yeah, you get. That's not weird. Whatever. Anyways, so overall, this is a fantastic movie. If you guys have not watched it, I would say it is top shelf B movie. Is it the greatest thing you've ever seen? Probably not, but it's entertaining enough to kind of keep you engaged and watching the movie. You know what I would call this? A fantastic In-N-Out movie. Basically, you're eating In-N-Out and enjoying your food while watching the movie. If you ever can't find something to watch while you're eating or before you eat, put on the Meg. Check it out. See how you like it. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you.